unreal feeling. Like, to go back to that game against Galway, more than 6,000 here, and just even being from Cork myself, like, knowing what it's like. I'm obviously a fan of the club before I played for the club, like, so when you see all the people here supporting it means a lot, especially being from the area, like. So look, like I said, I know what this club can do. It's how big it is, like, and the support shows that really.
Yeah, like, I would have many friends on that team and lads that I'd meet up with when we're not training and stuff like that, but the minute you cross that white line, it's war, like, and that's really what it is. Like, I've no bother, do you know what I mean, smashing one of my buddies, like, if it means we're going to get the win, like. And the same for them. Like, I've often played games against friends, like, in rivalries, and, you know, you're head to head squaring up, and, you know, you forget that they're your friend, but the minute you come off the pitch, then it's all good again. But like you said, the minute you cross that white line, it's go time. So
it's the fixture of the First Division, I think, in my opinion, between any clubs. Cork, Cobh, it's the one you look for, like.
Cian Coleman, Cork City FC centre back. It's a massive club here, like, so I think when the team's doing well, the support gets behind us, like. So the attendances this year have been unbelievable. I think a couple of weeks ago we only had more than 6,000 here in the cross, like, so I wasn't surprised by it. It's what this club can do. It's how big the club is. It shows it by the support we have. So no, it's been brilliant, like. So hopefully we can continue the season and keep bringing the fans through the gates. So no, it's been brilliant to play in. I suppose, look, bragging rights and all that, you could say, like, you could be working with a fella who's a Cobh fan and stuff like that, like. So it's great to have, like you said, it's Dublin. It's mostly Dublin teams, the Dublin Derby. It's most what you hear about, like. But look, having a Cork Derby is very good, like, and just to have it as a Cork City fan, I'd know if I was like not playing and if I was in the stands, I'd be straight down to Cobh to watch the game, and, you know, like you said, bragging rights is always there, so it's very good to have.
Charlie Fleming, Cobh Ramblers, right back. Yeah, look, I think it's huge for the county to have two teams. Obviously, look, it's disappointing that both teams aren't in the Premier. Like, it is the First Division, but you look at City there, the crowds they're getting, even when they come here, the crowds were unbelievable. So yeah, it's huge for the county, like. I think it's important. When I was small, like, I remember, like, coming up when Cobh were in the Premier, like, and thinking, like, the lads were superstars. Like, I was only small and you couldn't get, it was like that back in the day when you couldn't get parking and stuff like that. So it reminded me of that, you know, it gave me that buzz again, that this is the reason I wanted to play for this club, and obviously it's my home team, but to be able to see them go to that level, so yeah, it kind of gave me that drive back.
No matter if you're in the same fast course, years different, I think it's always just going to be a rivalry. It's going to be tough, it's going to be a battle, you know, and like, when the fixtures come out, it's the first one you look for, the Cork Derby, do you know what I mean? Especially as players, fans, volunteers around both sets of clubs. Like, I know it's the first one I looked for anyway, personally. Do you know, the fixtures came out, when are we playing City? When are we playing them in Coleman's Park? Because the last time here, it was unbelievable. Like, you see, we came out of the dressing room, like, the place was up in flares and smoke. All the crowds, both sets of fans here, it was unbelievable. Like, you could actually kick the ball out of play, your own fans like, yes, it'd be, it's unbelievable, unbelievable.
I'm a Cobh lad, so I knew what it meant, and do you know what, I kind of looked at that game being like, geez, I'd love to be there that night, and people passed me, and I actually didn't want to come because I was like, I felt like I was missing out, so I didn't even want to come and watch it. But even driving around the area that night, people were coming in so early, and I remember driving up around this area and you couldn't park for miles, like. So this is what it's all about, and people come and they see the quality then, and it's like, just hopefully people get glued to it and want to keep coming back. So they're the big fish, you know, and we're always the underdog, but that's the one thing I kind of love about this club, always the underdog.
I don't know, close relationship, I don't just say that, like, but, you know, obviously, look, there's a rivalry there, like, but I think there's a lot of players, like you say, have played for both teams, especially young, my age, really, coming through, like, so fellas could go down there to get game time, really, and likewise, you know, so you could say that, like, but look, at the end of the day, there is a rivalry there, like, so a good, healthy rivalry, so.
It's bragging rights, really, you know. I think obviously with the two clubs in the same league, it probably hasn't happened much over the years, you know. It's a local derby and that, obviously, but in the longer scheme of things, I think we need to get back to where we were, you know. And I think when you look at things, you know, hopefully we are going in the right direction, and hopefully, if it's this year, great, that we'll be back up playing Premier Division football, you know. But to be honest, the ETB course has been a massive part of Cork football for the last 20 odd years, you know. Mick Conroy and Stuart Ashton, Paul Bannon before him. You know, there's a lot of good people that have worked in them courses that would have played and coached on both sides. First of all, and then you have obviously the players, even lads would have Mark O'Sullivan and lads would have played here down the years again would have been, and same for Cobh as well. There's lads down there as well, you know. So it's been a really fruitful, you know, course in terms of developing footballers for both clubs, you know.
Obviously my brother played with Cork City underage, I played with Cobh underage, so it's kind of been that divide ever since, like, you know. He played down here for the small bit, moved across, but played here 17s, kind of moved back to my local town, kind of played men's football from there from kind of 17, 18 up. Did the FOSS course under Stuart Ashton, kind of got my chance to come back into League of Ireland that way. I always kind of thought, you know, I was good enough to get there and kind of it'll happen eventually for me, you know. And I think doing the FOSS course kind of, Stuart Ashton was able to watch me every day, you know, so he was able to kind of grasp what I was able to do. And as he said, he kind of gave me my chance then. So yeah, I think I always knew I was kind of going to get there anyway, to be honest with you.
I think the Cobh players will love to give the fans something to cheer about. Wins have been hard to come by all year here, and especially if they can do it here against their big rivals, you know. Those Cobh players will be up for it, and they've got plenty of talented young fellas. There's a lot of young players that, as I said, that have come through the Cork City Academy, and then you've lads who've come through the Cobh Academy. So there's going to be good talent on display today. Now the pitch is always hard to play on. But that'll suit Cobh. It'll make it a dogfight, you know. And this pitch is narrow, it can be bobbly, but I'd say we're in for a tense affair, you know. I think that there could be 11 or 12 players here involved today in the game, and the 4 coaching staff from Cork City. So there's a big connection with the FA ETB course here, and it's a huge resource for Irish football, especially since Brexit. The ETB gives an opportunity to be in full-time football, you know, and we don't really have that in this country. Maybe take Shamrock Rovers out of it, so it's a big resource that I think we need to keep on utilising, you know.
McLean, 10 Barry Coffey, 40 Louis Britton, 19 Matt Servally, 22 James Luna, 25 Gordon Walker, 14 Kevin O'Connor, and 20 is Jimmy Corcoran.
Let's go, boys.
Half an hour gone, and oh, what a save that is from Harrington. That's to deny Brendan Frahill.
That is some save.
Sitting.
Cork City have a cup. Jake Hickerty has broken the deadlock. Just 5 minutes into the second half. Wonderful play from Balgary, setting up Rory Keating, and he took his chance superbly well. So, Cork City are level. There's the corner, and there's the lead. Goal! Keating again on the double. Rory Keating, Healy's corner. Keating leapt unchallenged, and his header finds the back of the net. 2 goals for Rory Keating, and that could be the goal that wraps up the title for Cork City. One last bit of defending to do for Cork City if they're to walk away with the 3 points, and it looks like they have. There's the full-time whistle.